Welcome, everyone, to The Deep Dive. We're here to give you that shortcut to being really well-informed. We sift through all the sources, the research, our notes, to pull out the absolute essentials for you. And this particular deep dive, it's designed with you in mind, especially if you're aiming high, preparing for exams like the UPSC. Today is September 7th, 2025, and this is part one of our current affairs deep dive for the day. Now, we know how hard you work to stay on top of things. As we get into some of these topics, you might find yourself thinking, remember this, and that's great. It means you're building that solid knowledge base, making those connections. That's exactly what revision feels like.
That's absolutely right. Seeing the bigger picture, how one area impacts another, say how demographics affect economic policy, that's crucial for a deep understanding. So as we talk, try to spot those links between the different sectors we cover today.
Definitely. And hey, if you find this session helpful for your prep, please do hit that like button and subscribe. It helps us keep these coming. Okay, let's jump right in. First up, we're looking at India's changing population dynamics. There's a major report out, the Sample Registration Survey Statistical Report 2023. It's from the Office of the Registrar General and Census Commissioner, the ORGI. And it gives us those key fertility and mortality numbers. And here's where it gets really interesting. The report shows some pretty significant shifts happening. One big thing. The population is aging. People aged 60 and over. They now make up 9.7% of the population. That's up from 8.6% back in 2011. It's a noticeable jump.
It really is, and it's not even across the board, is it?
No, exactly. Kerala, for instance, is way ahead on this trend. Almost 15% of their population is over 60 already.
And linked to that, you've got the total fertility rate, the TFR.
Right, the average number of children a woman is expected to have.
Well, India's TFR has fallen to 1.9 in 2023. That's the first drop in 2 years, and importantly, it's below the replacement level of 2.1.
Below 2.1, and you said 18 states and UTs are already there.
18, yes. Below that crucial 2.1 mark needed just to replace the current population size, roughly speaking.
So fewer young people entering the workforce relative to older dependent populations down the line. What does that really mean for India's planning?
It has profound consequences. I mean, think about Social Security, funding pensions, healthcare infrastructure for an aging population. Plus, workforce planning becomes critical. How do you maintain economic growth with potentially fewer workers? It forces a rethink of, well, everything from skills to retirement age.
It definitely changes the narrative around the demographic dividend we've talked so much about.
It accelerates the closing of that window, certainly. It brings challenges we might have expected further down the road, much closer.
The report also mentions the crude birth rate, the CBR. That's down too.
Yes, down by 0.7 points to 18.4 births per 1,000 people in 2023.
And again, big differences across states. Bihar's high at 25.8, Tamil Nadu low at 12.
Exactly. And one more key figure. The sex ratio at birth, SRB, it's currently at 917 girls for every 1,000 boys.
Okay, so grasping these numbers isn't just academic, is it? It's fundamental for understanding the challenges and policy priorities India will face.
Absolutely. These aren't just stats. They're shaping the future social and economic landscape.
All right, moving from those broad societal shifts, let's pivot to some specific breakthroughs in health, science, and technology governance, very relevant areas. First, there's the HealthAI Global Regulatory Network, or GRN. India's just joined this group. It's based in Geneva, an independent nonprofit. What's the goal here?
The main goal is really twofold. One, promote fair access globally to AI tools in healthcare. Two, ensure these AI tools are safe and actually effective when used. It's about building trust, improving safety, sharing what works, setting joint standards, and importantly, creating early warnings for potential risks with AI in health.
Like a global watchdog almost.
In a collaborative sense, yes. Plus, members get access to a global directory of registered AI health tools, which helps transparency.
And India's participation involves key bodies, right? ICMR's National Institute for Research in Digital Health and Data Science.
That's right, the NIRDHDS.
And India AI, which is the government's big AI initiative under MIGHTY.
Exactly. India AI is all about making India a leader in AI innovation, but responsibly. So this fits perfectly.
It seems like a proactive step, getting involved in the global conversation on regulating AI in such a sensitive field.
It absolutely is. It shows a commitment to responsible innovation and, crucially, patient safety. You need global cooperation on this.
Okay, next up, something from the world of basic science with potential huge impact. The P47 protein. This comes from research at the SN Bose National Center for Basic Sciences, SNBN-CBS. P47 was known, wasn't it, as a helper protein?
Yes, it was known as a cofactor for another protein, P97. It helped with things like moving proteins around the cell, degrading old ones, membrane fusion, sort of a cellular system.
But the new finding is different.
It's quite groundbreaking, actually. They found P47 acts as a mechanical chaperone.
A mechanical chaperone. What does that mean in practice?
It means it actively helps proteins maintain their correct shape, especially when they're under physical stress, like being pulled through tight spaces in the cell from the endoplasmic reticulum, the ER, into the main cell body, the cytoplasm. It enhances the efficiency of this extraction process. It literally stabilizes the protein structure under force, guides it, and reduces the chances of it misfolding.
Misfolding being the cause of many diseases.
Precisely. Protein misfolding is linked to a host of problems. This research provides the first direct single-molecule proof that P47 does this actively, using force. It's not just passive help.
Wow. So it's directly involved in maintaining protein integrity under stress.
Yes. It suggests P47 directly stabilizes proteins when they're being physically manipulated.
And the implication for medicine.
Well, if P47 plays this crucial mechanical role, targeting cofactors like it could open up entirely new ways to treat diseases caused by protein instability or misfolding.
Things like neurodegenerative diseases, maybe?
Potentially, yes. Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, certain cancers, metabolic disorders. Many involve protein problems. This could lead to therapies that address the root mechanical issues of protein stability. A real frontier.
Fascinating stuff. Okay, staying with science but shifting to sports integrity. India's developed something quite specific, a reference material, or RM, for anti-doping.
That's right. It's the Methandienone Long-Term Metabolite, or LTM, a rare high-purity standard.
And this was a collaboration.
Yes, between IPER, the National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, and NDTL, the National Dope Testing Laboratory.
So why are these reference materials, these RMs, so important?
They are absolutely crucial for accuracy in testing. Think of them as a perfectly calibrated measuring stick. Labs need these highly purified substances to ensure their tests can reliably detect banned substances. And WADA, the World Anti-Doping Agency, has a list of over 450 prohibited substances. You need precise RMs for many of them.
And this specific one, the Methandienone LTM.
It significantly improves the ability to detect if an athlete has used methandienone, even long after they took it. That boosts detection capabilities and acts as a stronger deterrent.
And NDTL is India's main lab for this.
It's India's only WADA accredited lab for human sports dope testing, so this development directly enhances their capability and supports clean sport.
Definitely a big step for transparency and protecting clean athletes. Sends a clear message.
Absolutely.
Okay, from the micro level of proteins and metabolites, let's zoom out to the health of our planet. Environmental conservation and climate action are next. First, an initiative focused on vultures, the Vulture Network Portal. This was developed by an Assam-based foundation, We Foundation India. What's unique about it?
It's the first of its kind in India specifically for vultures. It's a cloud-based platform designed to be a one-stop shop for knowledge and awareness.
So what does it actually do?
It aims to build a network of people involved in vulture conservation, gather all the scientific info in one place, raise public awareness about their importance and the threats they face.
Threats like poisoning.
Exactly. Carcass poisoning, the huge impact of veterinary drugs like diclofenac, which are lethal to them, even negative public perceptions. The portal provides outreach materials, crucially in local languages too, starting with Assamese to really engage communities on the ground.
Vultures are so important for ecosystems, aren't they? Nature's cleanup crew.
Absolutely, vital scavengers. Their decline throws ecosystems out of balance. This portal is a fantastic tool for supporting community-led conservation.
And India has several species needing protection.
Yes, quite a few, including the slender-billed vulture, which is critically endangered, only about 800 mature individuals left. Then there's the white-rumped, red-headed Himalayan griffin, Indian cinereus, Eurasian griffin, Egyptian, and bearded vultures. All play a role.
A much-needed initiative. Okay, next, Mission Mausam. This is the Ministry of Earth Sciences initiative, launched in 2024. What's the latest development?
The IMD, the Indian Meteorological Department, is installing 4 additional weather radars in Jammu and Kashmir.
And the goal is better forecasting.
Yes. More accurate, more specific forecast, right down to the district level. This fits directly into Mission Mausam's broader goals
Which are?
to significantly upgrade India's weather and climate services overall. Better observation, better modeling, better forecasting, especially for key sectors like agriculture, disaster management, rural development. The objectives include improving forecasting across different timescales, short-range to seasonal, developing high-res models, especially for the monsoon, strengthening the observation network with tech like these new radars, providing usable advisories, and building research capacity.
So it's really about making weather information more precise and actionable.
Exactly. It's a major step towards helping India adapt to climate variability, supporting sustainable development, and ultimately safeguarding lives and property.
Very important. Now, staying in the region, let's talk about the Hindu Kush Himalayas, the HKH. We're looking at ICIMOD, the International Center for Integrated Mountain Development.
Right. ICIMOD is an intergovernmental knowledge center based in Kathmandu, focused on the HKH region.
And they have a report out with a striking finding about renewable energy.
Yes. The report highlights that the HKH region is currently tapping only about 6.1% of its massive renewable energy potential. Just 6.1%.
Wow, that seems incredibly low for a region with so much potential, presumably in hydro, solar, wind.
Exactly. ICIMOD works across 8 countries: Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Myanmar, Nepal, and Pakistan, sharing knowledge to promote greener, more inclusive, climate-resilient development.
And the HKH region itself is critical, isn't it? The third pole.
Absolutely. It stretches 3,500 kilometers, holds the largest ice mass outside the polar regions, hence the third pole name. It contains 4 global biodiversity hotspots and is the source of 10 major Asian river systems: Indus, Ganges, Brahmaputra, to name just 3. Billions depend on it.
So tapping only 6% of its renewable potential? That's a huge missed opportunity, right?
It's both a challenge and an enormous opportunity for sustainable development and climate action in a globally vital region. There's massive potential there.
Okay, let's shift focus now to the wider geopolitical stage. How India connects strategically. First, a quick look at Seychelles.
An archipelago in the Western Indian Ocean.
Right. The Indian Navy's first training squadron, INS Tyr, INS Shardul, and the Coast Guard ship Sarathi just wrapped up a visit there.
These visits are significant. Seychelles, made up of 115 islands on the Mascarene Plateau, is strategically located.
Why is it so strategic?
Well, for maritime security in the Indian Ocean, it's key. These island nations are crucial partners for India's Sagar vision, security and growth for all in the region. Maintaining strong diplomatic and security ties is vital. Plus, it has unique ecosystems like the Aldabra Atoll, a UNESCO site.
Got it. Okay, now a really critical waterway, the Strait of Malacca.
The channel connecting the Indian Ocean via the Andaman Sea to the Pacific Ocean through the South China Sea runs between Sumatra and peninsular Malaysia.
And the news is about patrolling.
Yes, India has secured support from Singapore to participate more formally in patrolling efforts in the strait.
Why is this strait so important? I know it's busy.
It's one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world. Historically vital, named after the Malacca Sultanate, it's a major choke point for global trade linking the Indian and Pacific Oceans.
And particularly important for India.
Hugely important. Something like 60% of India's seaborne trade goes through it. Almost all of our LNG imports, too. And strategically, it's also a key passage for Chinese shipping.
So patrolling is crucial for security. Is there already a mechanism?
Yes, the Malacca Straits Patrols, or MSP. It was started back in 2004 by Indonesia, Malaysia, and Singapore, with Thailand joining later. Its main goal is to combat piracy, terrorism, and trafficking. It operates in layers: sea patrols, air surveillance, eyes in the sky, and intelligence sharing.
So India getting more involved here, what does that signify?
It really underscores India's increasing maritime focus and influence,
Right.
and its commitment to ensuring the security of vital sea lanes, not just for itself, but for regional stability and trade.
Makes sense. Okay, for our final segment, let's bring it back home. We're looking at youth engagement and disaster preparedness, specifically the MY Bharat initiative.
Right, that's the autonomous body under the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sport.
And the recent news involves their Upta Mitras.
Yes, the MY Bharat Upta Mitras disaster friends, or volunteers, were mobilized for rescue operations during the recent floods in Punjab and Himachal Pradesh.
Tell us more about MY Bharat itself. What's its purpose?
It's primarily a digital platform aimed at youth aged 15 to 29. The idea is to connect them with resources, mentorship, hands-on learning experiences, networks, Basically, opportunities to develop their potential and contribute to building Viksit Bharat, a developed India.
And the optometras are part of this. How they fit in?
They are young volunteers registered on the MY Bharat platform who've received specific training from the NDMA, the National Disaster Management Authority. It's part of the National Optometra program. They get certified training in things like search and rescue, basic first aid, managing crowds during emergencies, coordinating relief efforts.
So they're trained citizen responders.
Exactly. Working at the grassroots level, in these floods, they were crucial in getting food, medical aid, and other essentials to villages that were cut off by landslides and water.
That's a really powerful example of youth empowerment and community resilience, isn't it? Trained volunteers making a real difference on the ground.
Absolutely. It shows the impact citizen engagement can have in disaster response.
Right. We've certainly covered a lot of ground today. Quite a deep dive. We went from India's shifting demographics and the implications to breakthroughs in health AI and basic science.
Then environmental efforts with vultures and weather forecasting, the energy potential in the Himalayas.
Geopolitical moves in the Indian Ocean and Malacca Strait.
And finally, empowering youth for disaster response right here at home.
It really shows how interconnected everything is.
It does, and maybe that leads to a final thought for you, the listener, especially as an aspirant. How do all these pieces fit together? How might, say, India's aging population influence its long-term environmental policy or its foreign relations stance? How do technological advancements feed into national security or disaster management? Thinking about these connections, seeing the bigger policy picture, and figuring out where you might fit into tackling these complex challenges, that's a key part of the preparation journey, isn't it?
That's a great point to reflect on. You've just finished our deep dive into current affairs for September 7th, 2025, Part 1. Keep making those connections, keep asking questions, and definitely keep learning. And if this was valuable for you, please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps us keep bringing you these insights. Until our next deep dive, stay curious and stay well informed.